All right, so we will be having our next topic for tourism, geography, and culture. So our next destination will be we're going to travel to Central and South America. Okay, so are you guys ready? All right, so to move forward, let's identify first the different countries that are belong to Central America. So these are the following countries. So we have Belize, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and Honduras. Another set, we also have Nicaragua, Salvador, and Panama. So these are the countries that are part of South America. Okay? Sorry, Central America. And now, these are the countries that are belong to South America. We have Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, and Chile. We also have Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, and Colombia. So these are the countries that are belong to South America. So as discussed in our previous lessons, we will only be getting top three countries per destination, which we will tackle their 5 A's of tourism. Okay, so to move forward, before we proceed with the discussion of those top three countries, I'll have an activity that you need to comply or answer at the end of our discussion. But I missed other countries. These are the other countries that are part of South America. We also have Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, and Venezuela. Okay? So this is the activity that you need to comply. So make sure that you're going to study, watch every slide in order for you to comply the activity. Okay, so your activity is you have to take a look and find the alpaca. So you have to comment your answer at the LMS. And for those who will get the total number of alpaca correctly, will be exempted in the quiz. Okay, so this is the look of the alpaca that you're going to check and see on every slides of our discussion. But mind you, this photo is not included in the counting. Okay, so let's proceed. So the first country that we will be discuss is based on the design of the PowerPoint presentation. So what do you think is the first country that we're going to travel? All right, so we have Brazil. Okay, so the capital of Brazil is Brasilia. Okay, so some interesting facts or information about Brazil. Brazil is the fifth largest countries in the world. Okay, they are having four time zone, and most of their population are Roman Catholics. Okay, and also, one of the notable fact about Brazil is they are the only country in South America that speaks Portuguese. Okay? And in Brazil as well, class, marami kayong makikita ng diaspora ng Japanese. Okay? So, bakit maraming Japanese sa Brazil, ma'am? Because in the 1908, nagkaroon ng mass migration. Okay, and most of the migrants came to Brazil are Japanese. Okay, so since during those time nag-boost din yung or nag-boom din yung coffee industry. And since nangangailangan ng maraming trabaho, during those times, yung influx or yung dami ng Japanese immigrants during those times ay bumisita or pumunta at nanirahan sa Brazil. So, approximately there are a total of 1.5 million descendants as of today. Okay, that's why Brazil is home to the largest Japanese community outside of Japan. Okay, next is their tourism tagline. So their tourism tagline is visit and love us. Okay, so please remember that. Moving forward, so history of Brazil. So Brazil was colonized by Portuguese or Portugal in 1500s, and they gained their independence in 1822, and they became a republic in 1889. So history marked by slavery, military dictatorship in the 1964 to 1985. And alongside of that, after all of the wars that they've been through, so after that, they gained their independence. And as of today, their economy are still booming. And hindi rin naman nawawala na there are still crises that they are facing from time to time. Next is their government. Okay? So ano ba ang gobyerno ng Brazil? So Brazil is a democratic country. Okay? They divide their states to total of 26. And etong nasa picture, ito yung kanilang head of state or their president, si Luis Inacio Lula da Silva. Okay? People of Brazil. So there are diverse populations. There are a lot of Europeans, African, mga indigenous people and Asian ancestry na makikita nyo na naninirahan sa Brazil. And most of their people speaks Portuguese. As of today, their current population is 215 million. And some of the interesting facts that you need to know about Brazilian class is they have a strong sense of national pride and identity. Okay? As you can see, makikita nyo yun sa kanilang mga gamit. Okay? Sa mga celebration nila, sa mga bahay nila, may makikita kayong mga flag when it comes to their things, yung mga ginagawa nilang crafts. So you can really see their identity. Okay? And also, when it comes to other behavior, okay, way of life, yung mga Brazilian daw, they are very focused on non-verbal cues or yung mga body language. Okay? So, doon nila tinitingnan or ina-assess yung intention ng mga nakakausap nila or nakakasalamuha nila. Okay? So, they really in touch with physical contact. So, meaning they love hugging, kissing, okay, to welcome their visitors. Next, their culture and tradition. So, the first one is culture ng mga taga-Brazil is yung festival or yung carnival. Okay, so very popular sa kanila yung Rio de Janeiro Carnival. So ano ba yung Rio de Janeiro Carnival? So this carnival is the largest festival celebrated before Lenten season. So ito yung isa sa pinakamalaking cultural event ng mga taga-Brazil. So yung Rio Carnival or the Rio de Janeiro Carnival is considered as the world largest festival or carnival in the world. Okay, so sa buong mundo. So every year bago mag Semana Santa, nagaganap itong Rio de Janeiro Festival at inaatinan siya mostly or it includes a total of 1.5 million international tourists. So imagine yung dami ng mga attendees na pumupunta sa event na ito. Yung tradition na to or yung carnival na to ay um, nangyari or naganap dates back 1723. So imagine, sobrang tagal na niyang sineselebrate ng mga Portuguese immigrants. So sila yung nag-introduce ng carnival. Okay? So, nung inintroduce nila yung carnival class, ang tawag pa ay Entrudo. When we say Entrudo class, it is a street festival na sila ay nagbabatuhan ng mga tubig, ng mga putik. Okay? But as times goes by, nag-improve siya, nag-enhance siya, nagkaroon siya ng twist. Okay? So, even though yung carnival nagfo-fall siya between February and March, yung kanyang exact date ng celebration annually ay iba-iba. Basta laging tatandaan siya ay nangyayari 40 days before the Easter. Okay? Dito sa carnival, there are a lot of people joining. Specifically, yung mga schools sa Brazil ay very active in joining the carnival kasi merong iba't ibang competition, mga sagala, sayawan na talagang pinag-e-effortan nila. They spend millions for their float. Ito yung nakikita nyo dito sa picture. So, isa talaga ito sa pinaka-inaabangan na activity sa Brazil taon-taon. So, I would like to show you sample of the clippings of Rio de Janeiro Festival. Okay, so that's the sample of Rio de Janeiro Festival. Moving forward, famous dance. Okay, so the famous dance in Brazil is what we call samba. I believe some of you are already familiar with samba. So samba is a style of dance and music that developed from a blend of American and European influences. Okay, and samba is considered Brazil's national dance. It is deeply ingrained in the country's cultural identity. Okay? So, yung samba, nakikita nila to or it has always been seen as a way for underprivileged community to express their identity and freedom. Okay? So, they celebrated the National Samba Day on December 2 every year. Okay? So, this is the example of samba. Okay, so samba became a competition as well, not only in Brazil, okay, but also in different parts of the world. Kahit dito sa Pilipinas, class, there are samba competition na na-adapt na din natin. Okay, so I'll be moving. For next is another culture and tradition of Brazil is yung capoeira. So yung capoeira isa siyang Brazilian martial art and dance from or form with American roots. So it involves a blend of movement, acrobatic, music and dance often practiced in a circle motion called roda. So paikot yung ginagawa siya, yung capoeira. So it emerged as a way of enslaved Americans in Brazil to express themselves and resist their oppression. So ibig sabihin, way back before kasi nagkaroon ng slavery. Okay? Uh, way back before. And one of the movement or actions that they want to show na sila ay hindi sang-ayon or nag-o-oppress sila is yung capoeira. Okay? So, it conceals a combative purpose din. So, akala lang natin sayaw siya pero siya ay actions na combat or pang self-defense. Okay? So, in 2014, na-recognize yung capoeira as protected ng Brazil when it comes to their cultural heritage and cultural significance. Okay? So, this is the video of capoeira. Okay, so that is capoeira. Next class is football. So, sports is really immersed in Brazilian culture. Okay? And kung sa atin, mahilig tayo sa basketball, American basketball, okay, yung iba, there are other sports. Ang Brazilian class or ang mga tao na naniniran sa Brazil, they are very into football or soccer. So, additional information is Brazilian national team holds the record for the most FIFA World Cup title. So imagine 5 times silang nag-champion sa FIFA World Cup. And sila lang yung nation na nag-qualify for every World Cup when it comes to football. Okay? So football is more than a sports for them. It really ingrained part of their Brazilian culture. So from fashion to social interactions, pag pumunta kayo ng Brazil, there are a lot of souvenir shops na nagpapakita nung pagka pagka in love ng mga Brazilian when it comes to football because on their dress, on their shoes, on their cap, there are football um, emblems. Okay, and ang isa sa pinakakilala at national icon ng Brazil's footballing greatness ay si Pele. Okay, so ito 'yon yung nasa picture, si Kral Pele. So pinakakilala siya in Brazil when it comes to football or soccer. Next, let's proceed to the 5 A's of tourism. So the first one is accessibility. In order for you to reach Brazil, their flag carrier is Brazil Latam Airlines. Okay? Dati siyang tawag is TAM Linhas Airras. But now, meron na siyang Brazilian branch or the Latam Airline Group. Okay, so nag-ooperate siya both international and domestic flights. Makikita nyo yung mga hubs niya sa Sao Paulo and Brasilia. Okay? Next is attractions that you can visit or check when you go to Brazil. The first one and the most famous is the Amazon rainforest. So I will believe lahat naman tayo familiar with the Amazon rainforest, specifically sa mga movies, 'di ba? Lagi siyang naipapakita or lagi siyang um, na-feature. One of the movies na kilala or nakilalang Amazon Forest at nagkaroon ng iba't ibang myth or uh, kwento-kwento is yung Anaconda. If you are familiar with the movie Anaconda, so na-feature doon yung Amazon rainforest. Okay, so ma'am, totoo po bang may anaconda sa rainforest or sa Amazon rainforest? So later on, I'll answer your question. Okay, if you question about that. So Amazon rainforest class is not only located in Brazil, but it spans across 9 countries in South America. Okay, however, yung pinakamalaking parte ng Amazon rainforest, which is 60%, ay matatagpuan sa Brazil. And ang Amazon rainforest is the world largest tropical rainforest. Sabi nga, ito daw nga yung lungs ng Earth. Okay? So, additional information about Amazon rainforest class is it holds the highest number of species on Earth, okay, making it a globally biodiversity hotspot. So imagine the Amazon rainforest alone stores a significant amount of carbon. It is estimated a total of 120 to 200 billion tons. Okay? Nire-regulate niya or tumutulong siya para maisaayos yung Earth's climate. Okay? So, yun nga, as I mentioned, Amazon rainforest is considered as the lung of the Earth. So, another interesting facts about Amazon rainforest class is yung anaconda. 'Di ba yung tanong nyo, ma, meron po bang anaconda sa Amazon rainforest? So, as we discussed, sabi nga natin, most of the different species on Earth ay matatagpuan sa Amazon rainforest. So, the answer is yes. Merong anaconda sa Amazon rainforest, pero hindi naman siya katulad ng mga napapanood natin. Okay, sa mga movie kasi exaggerated na yun eh. Okay, another thing about Amazon rainforest na laging naiko-connect is yung mga piranhas. 'Di ba sa mga movies, pag tinapon dun yung tao or nahulog yung tao dun sa Amazon rainforest sa river na may mga piranhas, pag lumutang is wala na or buto na lang. Kasi ang piranhas laging na exaggerate sa mga movie na aggressive. Okay? Pero in reality, hindi naman talaga. Kasi yung mga piranhas class is omnivore sila. So ano ba pag sinabi nating omnivores? Okay, so yung mga kinakain nila is fruits, seeds, okay, insects, okay? So, they only eat meat when opportunity arises. Kapag meron lang opportunity, pero that doesn't mean na meron daan ay gano'n na sila ka-aggressive. Okay, so I would like to show you some video of Amazon rainforest.
The Amazon rainforest is the world's biggest tropical rainforest, occupying the drainage basin of the Amazon River, in northern South America. It covers an area of 6 million square kilometers, 40% of South America, spanning across Brazil, Bolivia, Peru, Guyana, Suriname, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, and French Guiana. And it is larger than the next two largest rainforests combined. It's home to more than 30 million people and 1/10 of known species on Earth. Amazon has an extremely diverse ecosystem. There are around 40,000 plant species, 3,000 types of fish, 1,300 types of birds, 430 mammal species, more than 380 species of reptiles, and a whopping 2.5 million different types of insects in the Amazon rainforest. Around 500 indigenous tribes call the Amazon rainforest home. Over 50 of these tribes have never had contact with the outside world. Amazon has more than 390 billion trees. Due to the thickness of its canopy, only 1% of the sunlight makes it to Amazon's ground. And it takes around 10 minutes for the rainwater to reach the ground. The Amazon also transpires about 7 trillion tons of water per year into the atmosphere.
Okay, so I'll be posting on that. So that's Amazon rainforest. Next is the Christ the Redeemer. So Christ the Redeemer class is the largest Art Deco style sculpture in the world. So it is a symbol of Christianity around the world. As I mentioned, most of the population living in Brazil are Roman Catholics or Christianity, and it has become a cultural icon of both Rio de Janeiro and Brazil, and it is also became part of the new seven wonders of the world. Okay, so as I mentioned, yung statue was not a gift from the French government, but ito ay funded ng mga donation galing sa Brazilian people. And itong statue na to ay nagsilbi na ring simbolo ng faith and liberation of Brazilian, representing the country's Catholic heritage. So kapag pumunta kayo ng Brazil, ito yung isa sa pinaka-icon ng Brazil that you can visit. Okay? Here's the video. Okay, so next naman natin is yung Iguazu Falls. So Iguazu Falls is also known as Iguacu Falls. It is a massive waterfall system located on the border of Argentina and Brazil. So please remember that Iguazu Falls class is the largest waterfall system in the world. So mas malaki pa siya sa Niagara and Victoria Falls. Why? Because the falls have a maximum recorded flow of 450,000 cubic feet per seconds. Okay? And Iguazu Falls was designated as one of the new seven wonders of nature in 2016. And isa sa pinaka um, malaking waterfall in the system is yung tinatawag nilang La Garganta del Diablo. Okay? Kasi nga sa sobrang laki at gigantic ng mga bumabagsak na tubig dito sa falls na to, ganun yung tinawag sa kanya. And actually, class, there is a legend or merong kwentong bayan about Iguazu Falls. So according sa mga kwentong bayan, merong naninirahan dito na diwata, okay, na ginawa itong Iguazu Falls para parusahan yung isang babae na tumakbo or nagtago or nilayasan yung kanyang kapartner. Okay? So, yun, yung kwento dito sa Iguazu Falls. Okay? So, that's Iguazu Falls.
Even for giant rivers like the Amazon.
Next is accommodation. So if you're going to Brazil, all options are available. So there are a lot of budget hotels to luxury resorts that you can book and choose from a wide array of options. So there are a lot of accommodations that um, can fit for your budget. Okay, so hindi kayo mamumroblema. Next is amenities. So since Brazil is a developing country, there are high-end services in urban areas. So, as you can see, there are buildings, infrastructure, transportation systems that you can take in consideration. So, ATM machines are always up, signals are always up sa mga urban areas. However, when you go to the Amazon or sa northeast part ng Brazil, so poor yung availability. Halos remote na doon. So, wala kayong um, masyadong ma-enjoy na amenities. But dun sa city and sa mga developing cities ng bansa nila, so everything is available din naman. Next, so what are the activities that you can do in Brazil? So I want you to watch this video.
Brazil. Just saying the word reminds you of carnival, samba, the country of football.
But calm down, we invented football.
Okay, but they did invent foot volley. Brazil, a sporting nation, home to more beaches than you can count. More incredible destinations, dishes with fish and chips, and a welcoming people
that will make any Brit feel at home. Believe me, I know.
Visit Brazil, it's more, so much more than you could ever imagine.
Okay, so that's the activity in Brazil that you can enjoy. Okay, so we've done the travel to Brazil and now we will fly to another destination, exciting destinations that we can visit. Next country that we will be visiting is, anyone who can guess? All right, so correct. Our next country to be visiting is Chile. Okay, so Chile, its capital is Santiago. Okay, please remember that. So some of the interesting information about Chile is it is known for its excellent wine production. Okay, so isa sila sa nagsusupply ng wine or exporter ng wine sa buong mundo. Okay, panglima sila sa buong mundo na nagsusupply ng wine. And another information about Chile is the longest country in the world. So, stretch over 4,300 kilometers. And it's also very narrow, makipot. Okay, its average is about 180 kilometers. And Chile is also situated on the Pacific Ring of Fire. So we are already aware with that. Kapag naka-position ng isang bansa or ang isang lugar sa Pacific Ring of Fire, ibig sabihin, there are a lot of active volcanoes. Okay, so there are a total of 3,000 volcanoes in Chile. Imagine that. And 36 of that are active. They are prone to earthquakes. Okay, so another information about Chile is meron silang official government department na dedicated to research about UFOs. Okay, yung mga unidentified flying objects. Okay, a rare occurrence among countries worldwide. So meron silang specific department for that. Next, their tourism tagline is Chile, where the impossible is possible. Okay? Next. Next is the history of Chile. So, nasakop ang Chile ng mga Espanyol. Okay? But, hanggang 1818 lang. Pagdating ng 20th century, nagkaroon sila ng kalayaan or ng independence and pinamunuan sila ni Augusto Pinochet. So, ito si Augusto Pinochet. Siya ay isang military general. Okay? But, pinapaniwalaan na ang bansang Chile ay na-inhabit na since 3000 BC pa lang. So, since 3000 BC, may naninirahan na sa Chile. Next is the government of Chile. So, their government type is presidential democratic. Katulad din sa atin, meron ding kalayaan ang mga tao na bumoto at magluklok ng tao na uupo sa kanilang gobyerno. Okay, ang presidente nila ay si Gabriel Boric Font. Dito, ito yung nakikita nyo sa picture. Okay? And ang Chile din is one of the stable democracies in Latin America. People of Chile, so home of Mapuche and Atacamanian peoples. Ito yung mga indigenous people na unang nanirahan sa bansa nila. Languages nila, most of them speaks Spanish kasi nga nasakop sila ng mga Espanyol, kaya na-adapt din nila yon. And their religion is Roman Catholic as well. Okay, kasi nga 'di ba ang nagpasimula ng Katoliko sa mundo ay ang mga Espanyol at matagal silang sinakop ng mga Espanyol. That's why most of their religion is Roman Catholic as well. Pero yung secularism is growing na din. When we say secularism, meron ng iba't ibang um, iba't ibang religion na umuusbong doon sa bansa nila. Another interesting facts about people of Chile is yung mga Chilean or yung mga taong naninirahan sa Chile, yung pamilya nila ay maliit lang. Okay, most married couples, nag-aanak lang sila ng isa or dalawa. However, yung mga young people or yung mga kabataan, hindi sila ganun ka-independent. Katulad ng ibang kultura sa Amerika. 'Di ba kapag sa Amerika, liberated yung mga tao, pagdating ng 18 years old yung mga anak nila, kailangan na nilang bumukod at mamuhay ng sarili nila. But in Chile, yung mga bata or yung mga kabataan, hindi sila ganun ka-independent. They are mostly relying on the parental permissions for activities. Parang katulad dito sa Pinas, 'di ba? Even though you have already your family, you are 35 years old or you are 25 years old, you are still asking permission or seeking approval of your parents. Okay? And one of the interesting facts about Chilean as well is mababa yung divorce rate sa kanila. Okay? Isa sila sa may pinakabababang divorce rate sa mundo. Culture and tradition. So first is their national dance. Yung national dance nila ay tinatawag nilang cueca. Okay? So ito ay pine-perform ng isang babae at isang lalaki na meron silang hawak na panyo. Okay? Na ang sayaw nito ay parang nagliligawan sila. Okay? So ito yung sample. Okay, so that's the sample of Cuenca. Next is food. So, there are a lot of popular and well-known dishes in Chile, but these are some of the famous ones. So, una, meron silang pastel de choclo or yung corn and meat pie. Parang ito sa atin, empanada, no? Tapos, meron din silang cazuela. Ito yung stew. Para naman sa atin to ipiyahan tulad mo parang tawag dito, yung may kamatis na may cucumber, yon. So, salsa yung tawag natin doon. So, empanada. Mahilig din sila sa kuranto. Okay? So, and one of the significant part of Chilean cuisine is seafood. Okay? They really love seafood as well. Next. Um, Chile is also home to Nobel Prize winning poets si Pablo Neruda and Gabriela Mistral. So ito 'yon silang dalawa. Sila ay mga makata na nagsusulat ng iba't ibang libro at ng iba't ibang literatura. Okay? Um, na ipakalat not only in Chile but all over the world. Okay, so that's why naka-receive sila ng Nobel Prize in Literature noong 1971. 5 A's of tourism. First is accessibility. Ang flag carrier ng Chile is LATAM Airline. Katulad ng Brazil, parehas lang sila kasi yung LATAM Airline ay nag-ooperate siya within the South, Central, and Latin America. Okay, so meron siyang international hub nasa Santiago, Chile at saka nasa Arturo Merino Benitez. Attractions in Chile. The first one that is famous in Chile when you go to Chile is the Atacama Desert. So Atacama Desert is popular na isa sa driest non-polar desert in the world. Ibig sabihin, isa siya sa pinaka-dry or hindi inuulan na desyerto sa buong mundo. Okay? Yung ibang location dito sa Atacama Desert, never siyang inulan or never umulan doon. Imagine, ang ulan sa loob ng isang taon is 1 millimeter lang. Okay? Bahagya ng makabasa ng lupa. Okay? Also, imbes na ulan, ang bumabagsak dito sa Atacama Desert is fog. Okay? So, mas marami pang fog kesa sa ulan sa Atacama Desert. And kilala ang Atacama Desert sa home ng oldest mummified human remains. Mula 1720 BCE, yung mga namatay during those time, dito siya inilagak sa Atacama Desert, yung mga na-mummified na bangkay or remains ng mga namatay way back before. Isa sa popular activity that you can do in Atacama Desert is stargazing. Dahil nga, sobrang clear ng what do you call this, ng skies. And sobrang dilim dito sa Atacama Desert. Talagang yung mga kislap ng stars ay nagniningning. However, sobrang init talaga. And sobrang dry. Here's the video.
The Atacama is known to be the most arid desert in the world.
We came to Atacama in the search of wildlife, and there's life everywhere.
Wherever you are, life just seems to be abundant.
Beautiful.
Sometimes the most beautiful things in nature are not the most obvious.
The big city feels too much over those who know how nature runs through the blood and heart pumps wild against the throat.
Well, this is not just a vast dry
Okay, so that is Atacama Desert. Next is Easter Island. So Easter Island, class, is famous for its mysterious moai. Okay, silent witnesses of an ancestral culture. So ito ay mga sculpture na gawa sa bato na ang tawag ay moai. So there are a total of 900 stone sculptures distributed throughout the island. Sobrang dami. And itong Easter Island is one of the most isolated inhabited islands in the world. Ibig sabihin, walang masyadong naninirahan dito sa Easter Island kasi nga remote siya. Walang tubig, walang kuryente, walang kahit ano. Ito lang mga moais. Ito nga ay isang misteryosong kaganapan in the world na paano nagkaroon ng mga moais or itong mga sculpture na ganito dito sa island na to. Paano siya nagawa, paano siya nadala, and bakit yung mga gumawa nito after nilang magawa ay namatay. So, may mga myth na naniniwalaan ng itong Easter Island ay naging sibilisasyon ng mga iba't ibang spiritual creatures way back before. But yun ay haka-haka lang. Okay? So, wala pang kasagutan. Here's the video. Accommodation. So, ganun din. There are a lot of accommodations that you can avail in Chile. But ito yung mga famous, yung refugios na if you want accommodation that are dorm types. And yung cabanas, okay, na may sariling kitchen side. Ito mostly yung cabanas matatagpuan nyo sa mga remote areas. Yung para mga kahoy, gawa sa kahoy. Okay, so ito yung mga uri ng accommodation na meron sa Chile. Next is amenities. Okay, so there are a lot of reliable services including banking, healthcare, and tourism offices are widely available naman in Chile, except dun sa mga remote areas. And next is, I would like to watch you this video, some of the activities that you can do when you visit Chile.
Welcome to Chile, a vibrant and diverse land of extremes. A country that charms and captivates visitors with unrivaled landscapes and the spirit of its people. Chile spans more than 8,000 kilometers from its northernmost region to Antarctica in the south. Continental Chile is bordered on one side by the Andes Mountains and by the vast Pacific Ocean on the other. Close to 18 million people live in Chile. Here, indigenous cultures have blended with those brought from other lands. Rural and urban, northern and southern, continental and island traditions also thrive. Throughout Chile, varied climates and geographical conditions have given rise to a wide array of distinct customs, talents, goods and services, forging a country that has turned its uniqueness into opportunity. Welcome to this diverse and extraordinary land. Welcome to the warmth and spirit of its people. Welcome to Chile.
Alright, so that is Chile. And now we will travel to our last destination for this discussion. What do you think is the last country that we will be visiting today? Alright, so very good. We have Peru. Okay, so its capital is Lima. Okay, so Peru is known as one of the 6 cradles of civilization in the world. Okay, it is now existed on the coast of Peru, and one of the notable thing that you can um, what do you call this understand about Peru or gained is that 70% of the world's alpaca population lives in Peru. So sobrang daming alpaca when you visit Peru. Okay? Their tourism tagline is Peru Wow. Next, their history. So, Peru is under Spanish colony as well. Nasakop din sila ng Spanya for several century. And their independence was not achieved until 1821. So, 1821 lang sila nakalaya sa pananakop ng Spain. So, imagine din yon. Their history spans 15 millennia. So, there are a lot of things happened before they get their independence. But now, Peru is a growing and developing country as well. Government. So, katulad natin, Peru is a democratic country. Okay? So, their president is the head of state and the head of government. So, people are the ones choosing the president. So, since meron silang voting or right of suffrage. So, as of now, their president is Dina Boluarte. Ito yung nasa picture. Kung sa atin, 6 years ang term ng presidente, sa kanila, 5 years lang. Okay? Next, people of Peru. So, tinatawag silang Peruvians. Okay? So, marami ditong mestizos. Okay? Yung mga kilalang indigenous people such as Quechua, Aymara, and Amazonian. Okay? Since nasakop nga sila ng Espanya, so main language nila is Spanish. But they also speak these languages or dialects. As of today, their estimated population is 34.5 million. Okay. Other information about people of Peru. Peruvians are known for their friendliness, hospitality, and joy. So, masiyahin ang mga Peruvians. They are also sociable and outgoing people that value their personal relationships and connections. Okay, katulad natin, they are family-oriented people. Okay, they have a very close family ties when it comes to their relatives. Okay? Culture and tradition. So, mahilig yung mga Peruvian sa mga arts and crafts. So, mahilig silang mag-hobby. Okay? Mahilig silang gumawa ng mga ceramics katulad nitong nakikita nyo sa picture. And as you can see, they really love combinations of colors. Okay? When it comes to their traditional crafts. Cuisine. So, Peruvian cuisines is a fusion of indigenous ingredients and Spanish cooking. So, ang pinakasikat sa kanila is yung ceviche. Ito. Parang sa atin kinilaw yung sa kanila. Ito, ganito yung ceviche. Para ring salsa. 'Di ba? Tsaka yung isa sa kanilang inumin is yung tinatawag nilang pisco sour. Ito. Parang sa atin tequila. Ganon. Or, sorry, tequila. Margarita. So, ganun yung itsura ng cuisines nila. Next, spiritual belief. So, ang mga Peruvians or mga nasa Peru, naniniwala sila sa mga is spiritual. Okay? So, meron silang isang pinaniniwalaan, yung Pachamama. So, si Pachamama, pinaniniwalaan nila na buhay si Mother Earth. Okay, na siya ay humihinga at nagpoprotekta sa mga yamang kalikasan dito sa mundo. That's why they really focus on different corporate social responsibility, lalo na sa environment. So, they really value their natures. Kasi sabi nila or pinaniniwalaan nila na si Mother Earth ay ang nagbibigay sa kanila ng mga yaman. Okay? Dun sa bansa nila. 5 A's of tourism. So accessibility, same as I mentioned, LATAM Airlines din yung kanilang flag carrier. So yung major hub nun ay nasa George Chavez International Airport in their capital, which is in Lima. Next is their attraction. One of the famous attraction sa Peru is yung Machu Picchu. Okay, so Machu Picchu is considered a site of spiritual significance kasi parang yung unang civilization ng mga Incas or yung mga unang tao na nanirahan sa Peru or yung tinatawag nilang Incas ay dito ginawa. And yung Peru or yung Machu Picchu ay very sacred kasi pinaniniwalaan na ito ay kinonstruct para sa emperor ng mga Inca, which is si Pachacuti. Okay? So, there are two sections na matatagpuan dito sa Machu Picchu. Yung isang section para sa farming section na punong-puno ng mga terraces, na mga rice fields. Yung isa naman, yung urban section ng mga plazas, temples, and bahay. Okay? Kasi nga dito unang na nirahan yung mga Incas noong unang civilization. So, ma'am, pwede po bang pumunta sa Machu Picchu? Yes, you can visit Machu Picchu by train or trekking using the Inca Trail. However, since mataas yung altitude, merong challenges or difficulty when it comes to breathing. That's why hindi ina-advise kapag merong sakit sa puso, okay, or high blood, so kailangan magpa-check and you have to make sure that you are in a really good condition when you're going to trek in Machu Picchu kasi masyado siyang mataas. So ito yung video. Okay, so I'm going to stop on that. Next, attraction is yung Nazca Lines. So, si Nazca Lines or yung Nazca Lines ay series siya ng mga geoglyphs. When we say geoglyphs, mga naukit na pictures or linya sa desert. Okay, sa southern Peru. And na-consider din siya or designated din siyang UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1994. So, yung Nazca Lines ano siya, mysterious. Okay, kasi hanggang ngayon wala pa ring kasagutan paano siya nagawa sa kahabaan ng desyerto na yon. May mga theories or haka-haka kung bakit nagawa or bakit paano nagawa yung Nazca Line. So, yung isang theory sabi, yung Nazca Lines ay aligned siya sa mga celestial bodies. Meaning, mga UFOs, okay? Or dati ginamit siya na as kalendaryo ng mga unang taong nanirahan sa mundo para matrack nila kung anong season na, kung magtatag-ulan na ba, magtatag-lamig, magtataglagas. Okay? Another um, theory about Nazca Line is ginawa siya ng mga extraterrestrial, yung mga UFO or yung mga yung pangalan nito, yung mga tao na galing sa ibang mundo. Okay? Pero wala ding scientific basis yung mga ganong teorya. Yung iba naman, sinabi na gawa siya ng mga aliens, okay? So, or mga constellation siya nung unang panahon, so on and so forth. Okay? So, this is the video. Right? So, I'll be moving on that. Next is Lake Titicaca. So, yung Lake Titicaca is the largest freshwater lake in South America. And ito din yung pinaka-highest of the world's large lakes. So, yung Titicaca is one of the less than 20 ancient lakes on Earth. And it's thought to be 3 million years old. Okay, pinaniniwalaan din class na itong Lake Titicaca ng Incan methodology na kinoconsider siya na ito yung birthplace ng sun, stars, and the first Inca monarchs. Okay? Yung dito din may makikita kayo na ginawa rin siyang floating island or meron ding mga naninirahan dito. But this lake is protected by Peruvian law as a national reserve. Okay? So I'll be showing you the video.
Lake Titicaca is home to movable floating islands that were created by humans and where over 500 people
So that's Lake Titicaca. Next is accommodation. So there are available tourist hubs, okay, that you can choose from different category, from middle budget, low budget, to elite budget. So there are a lot of accommodation naman that you can have when you visit Peru. However, fewer options yung makikita natin to the remote areas. Amenities, so ganun din. There are strong amenities in the different cities such as Cusco, Lima, Arequipa. However, kapag pumunta kayo ng Amazon or Andes in Peru, so walang masyadong amenities kasi remote areas na siya. Okay? And yung Wi-Fi connection, yung transport system in cities, there are good. Okay, there are good connectivity, but limited as well in the remote areas. And lastly, activities that you can do or enjoy when you visit Peru. Here is the video. Okay, so that's the activity that you can do in Peru. And that's the end of our discussion about Central and South America. If you have questions, clarifications, or any suggestions, you may comment your questions on the chat box. Thank you very much, and until next time on our next travel.